Hey everyone, your friendly neighborhood conspirator here to give you the lowdown stone cold truth about the Infinity Stones. Now, the Infinity War is steadily approaching in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and with 5 of the Infinity Stones known and accounted for, that leaves us with just one left, the Soul Stone. The question that lies here is where? Just where is the last of the Infinity Stones hidden? Now, many thought it might just pop up in the last couple of Marvel films leading up to the Avengers film, but we were sadly disappointed, and those particular theories crushed. While some speculate that the last stone just might be tucked away somewhere on Earth, possibly Wakanda, there's a theory that Thanos just might be possession of the final Infinity Stone. What's going on, everyone? It's the spectacular Akeem man here with another amazing, courageous episode of Cartoon Conspiracy, where we'll be exploring the possibility of Thanos potentially having the final Infinity Stone. Does he already have it? Is it in fact tucked deep within the vibranium mines of Wakanda? Or is Luke Cage and Iron Fist using it as a paperweight in their Heroes for Hire office headquarters in New York? I mean, one of the places they operated out of was in fact called Gem Theater. Maybe there is something to that. Whatever the case may be, we're here to explore the whereabouts of the final stone. Let's get started. For us to speculate where the Soul Stone is, we first need to explore where the other Infinity Stones are and how we got to where we are today. This will be fun, trust me. Just think of this as your refresher course before you go see Thanos potentially destroy the Marvel Universe. Seriously, how are we ever going to defeat these guys? I'm part of the Avengers, clearly. The stones that have made an appearance throughout the known movies are the Space Stone, seen in Thor, Captain America, and the Avengers, the Mind Stone, seen in the Avengers, the Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, and Civil War, the Reality Stone, seen in Thor, The Dark World, the Power Stone in Guardians of the Galaxy, the Time Stone in Doctor Strange, and the Soul Stone in, that's where we are today. The journey of the Infinity Stones to this point was a long and arduous one. We've seen Thanos place his trust in both Loki and Ronan the Accuser in the retrieval of certain Infinity Stones. His trust in both those two cronies was inevitably misplaced, as Thanos apparently didn't account for Ronan the Accuser using the Power Stone for himself, and Loki, the God of Mischief, ultimately failing on delivering the Tesseract, aka the Space Stone. Thanos gave Loki the Mind Stone for this particular mission in the Avengers movie. While that was very strategic of Thanos, again, it was a failed plan. Poor Thanos, just losing his stones left and right. It's his own fault, really. If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. And by the Avengers Age of Ultron, that's exactly what Thanos was doing, taking the matter into his own hands. Or gauntlet. He's now a foreign man on a mission to find these damn stones to rule the universe. Or destroy it. Now, if you're not exactly certain of the importance of these particular stones and why Thanos wants to collect them all, like a limited run of Pokemon, here's why. Thanos needs all of these precious stones to power his nice, shiny gauntlet so that he can pretty much control anything and everything around him. In the comics, he's doing it for the very same reason all of us guys do anything, to catch the eye of a woman. That's right, Thanos not only wants to rule the universe, but also become the perfect suitor for Lady Death. There's also a thing between her and Deadpool in the comics, so maybe we'll see DP somehow show up somewhere down the line or moonwalk his way into the MCU cinematic picture. Who knows? Kevin Feige does. He does. Now that we're somewhat up to speed as to where we are with the impending appearance of Thanos and just why we'll be seeing him, that brings us to the possible location of the final stone, the Soul Stone. The theory that's been circulating on the internet is that Thanos is already in possession of this particular stone and that he may have retrieved it sometime before the events of the Avengers movie. Throughout the Marvel films, we've seen the Infinity Stones in action. The Soul Stone and its capabilities are yet to be seen, of course because, we haven't seen it just yet. Before we postulate the possibility or the probability of Thanos having the Soul Stone in possession, let's first recap the other stones and what they're capable of. There's the Space Stone, which is blue and has the power of teleportation, travel, and weaponry. The Reality Stone, red in color, with the power to alter and manipulate reality, changing the physical laws of the universe. The Power Stone, which is purple, having the power to grant grant its wielder cosmic powers, but likely to kill any organic being that touches it. The Mind Stone, yellow with the power of mind control, giving life to robotic objects, i.e. vision. And the Time Stone, green with the power of time manipulation. This brings us to the Soul Stone. The only thing we know about the stone from the Marvel Cinematic Universe is that it's orange. We'll have to take a look at the comics to see what it might be capable of. So let's do that. Now, in the comics, the Soul Stone is sentient, meaning it has a conscious and actual desires. Yes, it's alive. Its ultimate desire is to consume souls, hence the name. It can also trap souls within it, creating an idyllic world for the trapped soul. This means that there are various souls living within the tiny gem. With those imprisoned within the gemstone, the possessor of the stone can access the abilities, skills, and memories of those within it. The gemstone can also revert beings back to their natural state, meaning if you were potentially bitten by a radioactive bug or survived a gamma ray explosion, well, it'll return you to your naturally nerdy selves. Peter and Bruce are definitely going to have to be on their guard. They're going to want to keep their powers. Now, it is possible that within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they may alter the actual abilities of this particular stone, but taking what we do know about this particular gemstone from the comics, it has the ability to corrupt on its own without someone wielding it as a weapon of destruction. Quite honestly, the Soul Stone is possibly the biggest threat given its abilities. It gives the person who wields it unmatched edge with the ability to manipulate their soul, potentially strip them of their powers and the memories and abilities of all those who have ever crossed paths with this sentient gemstone. So what's the likelihood that we'll be seeing Thanos showing up with such power already in possession? I mean, damn. That'd be crazy. Now, if Thanos doesn't already have this particular stone, then perhaps it's somewhere on Earth, and there's a fan theory that lays claims to it possibly being in the bottom of Wakanda's vibranium mine. The theory goes on to say how the stone potentially crash landed within what is now Wakanda before man, and the herb from the plants that only grow within Wakanda are a result of the stone acting as a seed or the soul that then grew into what is now Wakanda. Given the fact that we don't know where the Soul Stone is per se, it is possible for Thanos to already have it in his possession. Perhaps he retrieved it sometime before the Avengers film with the Black Order. But the likelihood that Thanos will start off with such power in his possession in the MCU is slim. Now, if you think about it, it's like playing one of your favorite RPGs. Xenogears for me, and you're going up against a level 87 boss when you've yet to level up to level 50. Pretty much you're already on the losing side. Now, the writers aren't going to make this particular battle in the Infinity War a cakewalk for the Avengers, nor will they do so for Thanos. The Wakanda theory is also likely, as we know that Thanos is taking his forces to Wakanda. It's likely that Thanos and his forces are aware of the Soul Stone's presence in Wakanda and are off to retrieve it. But let's keep in mind that the Avengers are in possession of 2 of the Infinity Stones, located in Vision's head and around Doctor Strange's neck. And the Avengers know that Thanos wants the stones, so it's likely that they came up with the idea of protecting them in the most technologically advanced place on Earth, Wakanda, thus attracting Thanos to Wakanda, of course. It's a likely theory. Now, I should also point out that a Reddit user drew our attention to an art illustration from the movie tie-in novel entitled Incredibuilds, Marvel Infinity Gauntlet Deluxe Book and Model. Now, in this, as you scroll upwards, you see Thor is linked to the Reality Stone, Vision to the Mind Stone, Star-Lord to the Power Stone, Doctor Strange to the Time Stone, Captain America to the Space Stone, and right there in the right, Iron Man to the Soul Stone. Why is that? Could this official movie art be a subtle reveal as to who actually has the Soul Stone? Now, I know you're probably saying, how could Tony Stark be in possession of the Soul Stone? It could have something to do with the new arc reactor in his chest. Now, metaphorically speaking, you could consider Iron Man the soul of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Since the success of the first film in 2008, the playing field was set for what we now see. And Tony Stark continues to be an important figure throughout the many films in the MCU. Now, that's just just a wild speculation. That artwork could mean anything. It could be the answers to who might have the Soul Stone, or it could just be a pretty cool piece of artwork, and nothing more. If we look briefly at the comics and the history of the Soul Stone, we know that Adam Warlock has a long-running connection with the Gemstone. And at one point, Warlock used his connection to the Soul Stone to reincarnate himself and two others into the bodies of recently dead humans so that they could join the fight against Thanos. Now, Adam Warlock hasn't made an appearance just yet in the MCU, and director James Gunn confirmed that he won't be making an appearance until after the Infinity War film, and most likely in the next Guardians of the Galaxy film. Ultimately, given what we know to this point, it's hard to pinpoint the whereabouts of the Soul Stone, but I'm going to venture off and wager that out of the three theories we've explored in this particular video, the Soul Stone being buried within the vibranium mines of Wakanda is most likely. So because of that, I'm giving the Wakanda theory 5 Infinity Stones out of 5. Because we have yet to see the 6th stone to show up in any of the films. So yeah. But mostly because it's the most logical out of the theories, based on what we've seen to this point. It explains just why the country of Wakanda is so technologically advanced, and why we see Thanos and the Black Order in Wakanda in the first place. Now, if I'm wrong about this, I'll admit it. I'll even make a video dressed in full Marvel superhero regalia and talk about it. But if I'm right, whoo boy, I will gloat. I will gloat my ass off. Yes, I will gloat my ass off and give props to the dude who came up with this particular theory, because clearly he must have had some foresight to see it coming. He must have had a vision, like the Avengers have a vision. He's an Avenger. But you know what? I'm curious to know where you guys think the final Infinity Stone is. Sound off in the comments down below, and let's try to figure this particular one out together. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for more videos such as this, and ring that bell icon to join our notification squad. Drop us some suggestions for future theories you'd like for us to explore in future episodes of Cartoon Conspiracy. And as always, I am Akeem with Channel Frederator, reminding you to always remember, Frederator loves you.